here is a clip from Dennis Prager's fireside chat. I love the topic. This is what happens in dictatorships. And uh, his topics for the fireside chat is pursuit of happiness, fascism is coming to America, and the USS, or the US is becoming the USSR, which is hilarious because there's groups of Republicans that love fascism because they're Nazis, and you got groups of Republicans that love Putin and Russia because Trump loves Putin and Russia, and Putin is a dictator, and right wingers really love dictators.
As you all know, well, not if you're new, but if you're not new to me, I take happiness extremely seriously. I've written a book on it. I lecture on it. 1 hour of my radio show each week since 1999 has been on happiness. Some of you were not born when I started my happiness hour on my radio show. And I am happy. I am happy for many reasons, including my belief that it is a very important moral goal. It is an achievement to lead a happy life. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are the three goals, so to speak, in the Declaration of Independence of the United States of America. They are.
Okay, yeah, so you support people being able to pursue happiness until it comes to the LGBTQ community, and then you're like, nope, trans people shouldn't exist. You shouldn't be allowed to change who you are. Gay people shouldn't be allowed to marry, nor should they be allowed to be out in public, just like anybody else of the LGBTQ community. So, I mean, I can't imagine what his radio program is. It's just him spewing hate about gay people or trans people or quote-unquote woke people. And it has to be one of the most miserable hours to listen to. And I find it funny how this dude is completely lying, how he cares about the pursuit of happiness. Well, I guess he only cares about the pursuit of happiness when it comes to him, because when it's people he just has a disagreement with, hey, let's take away their rights.
Are great goals. Remember, life and liberty are values, but so is the pursuit of happiness. They were very, very, very wise, the founders of the United States.
I mean, can we really say they were wise? It's people that just wanted to enslave other people based upon some shitty-ass religious ideas. I mean, some of them have some slightly good ideas, but for the most part, no, these people were shit.
Said that, sometimes, either for personal reasons or for macro reasons, social or societal reasons, it becomes a challenge. I'm watching my beloved country, which even if you're not American and it's not beloved to you, which is totally understandable, it's very important. If America fails in the liberty world, liberty around the world will suffer. Already America is sending bad ideas to the world. The most obvious being that sex is not binary, that humans are not divided into male and female. It is an extremely dangerous and destructive idea.
Oh, so it's bad to, spread the idea that trans people should be able to exist, but it's not bad to spread the idea that we should kill LGBTQ people? That's really funny right there.
Which I have talked about, but it's worth revisiting because it's so ubiquitous, which if you went to college and you don't know what that means, common, widespread. Okay, so I'm going to do something that...
I find it funny that Dennis Prager believes that fascism is coming to America because trans people want rights. It's no different than when gay people wanted rights. And right-wingers thought the nation was going to end and God was going to rain hellfire all over the world because people had rights.
I don't know if I've ever done. I write a column a week I have on the internet, And just like old fireside chats are worth watching or listening to, so too the columns. I always try to make them of permanent interest and importance. Uh-oh, is he moving?
Almost.
Well, all right, look, if he begins the fireside chat, that's good. Hello, young man. Yes, sir. Okay, so I'm going to read to you my column of this week. You can see all my columns at Town Hall and at DennisPrager.com the day they come out, and we're going to say, take care to Otto. There's no explaining why he does come in.
He's a dog. They don't need an explanation, but is that all he's going to say about the United States turning fascist? Is that trans people exist? Because that's a pretty weak argument right there for the U.S. being fascist, when it's funny because fascism is a right-wing ideology. It's not left-wing.
Bulldogs are bulldogs, and they have a certain reputation of stubbornness. Okay, anyway, because of the unprecedented act taking place as I speak to you, of the indictment of a President of the United States after he leaves office, and the leader of the opposition party. This has never happened. This happens almost only in corrupt governments. What?
Wow, this only happens in corrupt governments where people are charged for crimes to be sent in front of a court. Trump isn't special because he's an ex-president. That doesn't give him like immunity from crimes.
Or often called third world, or in the Western Hemisphere, banana republics. This is what happens in dictatorships. The corrupt regime wants to get rid of the opposition leader. They make up some phony charges, or if not phony, flimsy.
Yeah, well, they're not phony. Even his lawyer went to jail for the hush payments to Stormy Daniels. Though Trump pardoned him, he still went to jail and was found guilty.
Because the truth is, every single one of you who is an adult can be charged with some offense by some DA.
Wow. Hey, did you know that if you commit a crime, you can be charged by the cops or the DA and prosecutors for committing a crime? Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that.
If you're a business person and you ever took a meal off as a business expense in America, we have that. And it wasn't really only about business
No, none of it was about business. It was Trump paying Stormy Daniels hush money so that the United States wouldn't find out about him cheating on his wife and possibly lose him the election. And he committed a bunch of fraud in order to do this and keep covering up. So it's not just, oh, I'm a business dude and I got a meal plan and I deducted it off my taxes or whatever and I'm going to go to jail for that. No, Trump committed a bunch of crimes.
Even at all, you could be indicted for that. It is not possible to overstate the damage to America in what has been done to President Donald Trump.
I find it funny how these right-wing talking heads are now like, oh guys, watch out. The cops are after you now because the Trump just got indicted. That means everybody has a possibility of going to jail for committing crimes. And that's like, yeah, that's part of society. If you commit a crime, you can end up going to jail.
He is not the issue. The issue is the fact that he is the head of the leading candidate of the opposition party and that he was just president of the United States.
Okay, but he still committed crimes. he doesn't get immunity just because he's running for president, or that he's the head of a political party or anything like that. That's not how justice works. That's not how the court system works. If you commit a crime, you can be punished for it.
This is not something that happens for the charge of having paid hush money to a woman who alleged an affair with him, a one-night stand, as it turns out. And the issue is not morality. The issue is legality. It was not illegal. The whole charge is...
Yeah, the whole cover-up issue is the problem. The fact that he committed fraud in order to cover up his affair, that's the issue. They always want, right-wingers want to make it seem like it's, oh, they're punishing Donald Trump for consenting with another adult. Like, no, that's not why he's being charged.
That it was essentially, he took it as a business expense because he paid his lawyer to pay her. I mean, my friends, in New York City, where this is taking place, this district attorney, this prosecutor, has allowed rapists and killers and carjackers to be out of prison. He has downgraded their offense from felony to misdemeanor. And in this case, he is upgrading a misdemeanor to a felony.
Which DAs and like judges have the power to do, depending on like the case and stuff, and if they're trying to, seek a higher charge, or if they want to, they don't see that the charge that the person is being charged with is necessary, they can downgrade it to something else. That has happened many times in many cases.
So I wrote this column about what is happening in America generally, and here it is. My field of study in graduate school was communism. As a fellow at the Russian Institute of Columbia University School of International Affairs, I was, if I remember correctly, one of 7 students in the entire university to major in what was known at the time as communist affairs. I cite this in order to make this point. In my wildest dreams, I never imagined what I was studying would ever apply to the United States of America, the freest country in world history.
Right, freest country in world history. That's why we have the largest prison population in the entire world, and that's why people's rights are also being taken away even now, because, yep, we got a really free country.
I assumed that communism was, for various reasons, something that happened elsewhere. Most obviously Russia, China, Vietnam, Cuba, Cambodia, and North Korea. What were those various reasons? One was the absence of freedom in the history of those countries. Another was that all those countries were, with the exception of Cuba, outside of Western civilization. All these years later, I see that I was wrong. Communism, or if you will, left-wing fascism and totalitarianism.
That's funny. Left-wing fascism. Right. Fascism is right-wing ideology. And it's funny how right-wingers cannot understand that whatsoever. But is he trying to say communism is coming to America? Because he just said that the United States is turning fascist. So what is it, Dennis Prager?
Is coming to America and Canada, and a bit more gradually to Australia and New Zealand. Incredibly, or maybe not so incredibly, more than 200 years of unprecedented and unrivaled liberty and commitment to Judeo-Christian values and to reason, and all the unparalleled achievements of Western civilization have come to mean nothing.
No one cares about Judeo-Christian values. What is that anyways? It's just a stupid religion. Liberty, United States has never been really about liberty. unless it's for certain groups of people, which is why lots of people had to fight for their rights. But I don't know. I find this column funny how he's trying to fearmonger about the left wing.
To about half of the American people and to virtually every one of its major institutions. Let me remind you that we ask you at this point in every fireside chat to go to prageru.com.
No.
Ask people to watch these chats on prageru.com.
I don't know. I think he's at the end of this. So I guess communism and fascism is coming to America because trans people want to exist. Pretty wild, because Dennis Prager doesn't even know what he's talking about.